When people often ask me, how do you stop emotional eating? Or do I need to do 6 dances, 6 ways from Sunday to figure out this very complex system? First and foremost, the answer is no. And the most important thing that you can do when it comes to emotional eating, when it comes to you finding yourself eating and you don't want to be, the most important thing is to raise your awareness. When you raise your awareness, what does that actually look like? In real time, it is you recognizing that you don't want to be eating, but for some reason you keep eating. And I want you to know, no matter what anybody tells you out there, I'm here to tell you right now, it's okay. Even though it does not feel okay, it does not feel comfortable in your nervous system, in your body at the time that is happening, I'm here to tell you, it's okay. It's not something you have to judge yourself over. It's not something you have to guilt yourself over. And it is most certainly something you do not have to criticize yourself over till the end of time. When you find yourself eating and you're thinking, I don't want to be, but I keep eating, what I want to encourage you to do is to very quickly grab a pen and grab some paper. What you're going to start doing is just writing. Even if you continue to eat and to write, what's going to happen is you're going to actually start getting out what you don't want to be feeling. When it comes to emotional eating, what happens in our nervous system and why it's such a driving force and it feels uncontrollable to some people, it's because something is coming up. Your nervous system doesn't feel calm, doesn't feel regulated, doesn't feel at peace, doesn't feel fine and dandy. Your nervous system is going, I feel uncomfortable and I need to get back to comfort, even though it might seem weird. You might be 12 Oreos deep and you might have a very uncomfortable stomach. What your nervous system is doing is trying to get you back to a comfortable level. Because even though it's uncomfortable here, it's way more uncomfortable dealing with emotions and dealing with things that I don't want to be thinking about right now. Logically, it may not make sense to you, but I promise you, to your subconscious, this makes perfect sense, which is exactly why the habit is occurring. The pattern is occurring. That's all. When you start to write, you can write what you're feeling, and it might be, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to be doing this. Keep writing. Allow yourself to really just keep the pen moving. What am I feeling? What might I not want to be feeling right now? What am I afraid of? Whatever starts to come up, as you're starting to write, what you're going to notice is your awareness now has shifted from food to writing, and now to the emotional piece that does not want to necessarily be felt or talked about or looked at. And as you stay in that space, what you're going to then notice is you've now interrupted the pattern, which was eating. You've now started to do something. You've given your mind something to focus on. You've given your nervous system something to do. And now you're expressing. If you think about emotional eating, when we're eating and we don't want to be, we are going past the channel of our voice and we are stuffing down what we don't want to feel. We are swallowing what we don't want to feel. We are swallowing what we don't want to give a voice to. And it really does matter when it comes to your subconscious. And if you know nothing about your subconscious, that is perfectly fine. Ask questions, leave them in the comments, reach out to me, whatever you'd like to do. Find other videos on YouTube. When it comes to your subconscious, you might consciously know, I don't want to eat a sleeve of Oreos, or I don't want to be eating this. And you're fighting that battle of, I don't want to be doing this, varying somewhere 5 to 10, 15% of your conscious mind, give or take. The rest of you, the rest of your subconscious is driving this energy that goes, I don't feel safe. Something is wrong. Get me back to safety. So you're essentially in a fight or in a battle, like 5, 10, 15% to 85-ish plus percent. The odds don't feel so much like they're in your favor, because they're not. When it's happening, what I want you to do is just recognize that it's happening. Recognize that you are not a bad person. Recognize that there is nothing to guilt or shame yourself for. Allow yourself to take a breath, grab a pen and paper, and start writing. You are going to truly help yourself in that moment. And then you can start to navigate from there once your nervous system calms back down. This is incredibly helpful, incredibly powerful. For more techniques, for more approaches, you can find my book on Amazon. Click the link in the bio. I'm a practitioner. I am an expert in the field of emotional eating. I am an expert in the field of eating disorders. When it comes to emotions, regulation, patterns, things like that, this is my wheelhouse. This is my wheelhouse because I was there, because I know the feeling. I know the feeling very, very well. And I know how to navigate out of it. If you have more questions, leave them in the comments, reach out to me, whatever you would like. And we will be sure to keep talking about this and to keep the conversation open. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And until next time, stay well and do your best to just recognize you're okay. You're human. It's okay.